We are back. We have some timber, it's not dry, and we want it dry, and we want it dry fast. So let's try and make that happen. So why do I want this dry so quickly? Well, it comes down to the fact that I just haven't seasoned it properly, and I want to try and find a solution for those, well, me at the moment. How do you dry it quickly if you don't have a whole season to wait? Why do I want it so fast? Because I want to make charcoal. I've run out. I can't have a barbecue. It's expensive to buy, and it's a fun project to do. So we have different types of timber. We've got some hardwood, some bits of oak that I've managed to collect around the plot. They had fallen over, so they're not sort of green wood. They're just Scottish, which means they're soaking wet. So that's some hardwood. We've got lots of spruce, and we're going to try and dry a bundle of different bits. How are we going to do that? So we have a diesel heater, one of the bundle that I've got here, a greenhouse, cheapest I could find whilst being big enough to house a pile of timber, and some diesel. That's my idea, as good as it gets. I know I could build a big solar kiln, but that'll cost a lot of money, take a lot of time. I only need a little bit because we're going to be doing one charcoal bunch. If it works, great. If it doesn't, fine. So I want it quick, and I only need to dry a small amount. So we'll see if this works. And I think as a bonus, we're going to make some natural firelighters as well, just because. So I'll get it all set up. So I've got a lot more than this, but I'm going to start with a shallow pile because key to drying out timber is just having airflow, because you have to remove the moisture from the wood. So the more airflow, the better. It's raining, so we better get on and get the cover on, but we've got a range of humidity contents. We've got quite a lot of them at 10, which is kind of fine. 15's most of them. And then I've marked on with pencil or pen some of the tracking blocks so that we can kind of measure what we change with. I've cut a piece of green timber that we chopped down maybe 4-6 weeks ago. That one's 28% humidity, and I've also split off the same log one in half to see if there's any difference between splitting logs, because I'm sure it will, because there's more surface area, but I want to see if it's a drastic difference or not. So we've got 2 green pieces of wood to see how that works. We'll leave this on for most of the day. We'll keep coming back and checking what's going on with it. I've got a fan that I'm going to add in there just to help the airflow a bit more as well. And while we're leaving this to work its magic, we'll go and have a go at making those natural firelighters. So these are the firelighters I'm trying to emulate, and they just look like little kind of twizzles of wood fibers with, I can't smell the wax, so I don't think it's paraffin. So, but it's white, so it's not beeswax. What have we got here? Paraffin wax. I mean, paraffin wax might not smell, just means it's not soaked in paraffin liquid. I don't know. We'll open this and have a look. So these that we're trying to emulate, there's no ingredients on the side. I suppose you only need ingredients, you're going to eat it. And I haven't eaten any of these yet, so maybe that doesn't need to be there. So we're going to try and have a go. We've got 2 waxes. We've got the one I've just mentioned, and we've got the beeswax. I've got some nature wax. Well, that sounds like the right thing, doesn't it? I've basically just pillaged my wife's candle making kit. So we've got a wax melting pot. I'm gonna have to figure out how to use all this as we go. Some kind of jug. She's got loads of stuff in there for candles. So we've nicked all of that. I've cut 2 tubes, which I'm gonna use as my molds. So we're gonna stuff stuff in there, wax, wood, and then whoosh, chop, chop, chop. Ta-da! Yeah, who knows? I'm not even sure this is gonna work, but let's give it a go. Let's transfer the wax first. That is hot. Let that solidify immediately. I want to do a nature mix, a paraffin mix, and I want to do some beeswax, just to try and compare them. I got all this wax to wax this jacket, but I never got round to it, so that's why I've got all manner of waxes hanging around. I may still get to it because I quite like this jacket, and I think a wax jacket would be kind of cool. Just put that in there. I haven't managed to get these all twizzly like the ones from the shop because I don't have a Twizzler. Oh, right, I'm going to leave that to dry. And whilst that's drying, can you see in the end of there? That's the top I've been shoving it in. And that's the bottom I've been compressing it. Right, so I need this back now to try the 3rd type of wax. Wow. Right, so I think it would have been better if I'd put that to the side to dry a bit better. But I need the tube, so we'll have to do that. Nature wax there, paraffin very nearly finished. Got the pipe back. Right, so I think we're going to leave these to cool properly because this one I think didn't have quite enough time to set. The wax that we poured in this candle was barely setting as we're trying to get that out, so I'm going to leave them somewhere. Maybe I'll put them in the fridge or something just to cool down. And we'll go and check what the timber's doing outside. Right, so we've left it maybe under 4-5 hours. Temperature in there at the minute is 21.4 degrees and it's 53% relative humidity in there, which is important because if it goes too high, the water isn't going to go anywhere. If it gets up to like 90% humidity, then you're not extracting anymore, you're just circulating the wet air. So, and it feels quite warm in there. When I put my hand in, it does feel quite hot. So I haven't actually taken the cover off yet, so we're going to take that off. I'm just going to turn the diesel heater off because it's making a racket. I just want to show you this bit before I take the cover off because it will disappear, but you'll see how there's not been enough ventilation, maybe you can see it, maybe you can't, on the back of that log there, and you can see all the condensation on the plastic. So that's why it's really important to have enough airflow between them, because when you don't, the moisture just sits and can't get anywhere. So we'll have a look at the rest of them now. It's been a windy day, so I've had to anchor this down. Okay, so we checked the temperature of this one before. I'm going to check it quickly now. 15 degrees, 15.6 degrees. So that was 10 degrees. So we've gone up by 5 degrees-ish. Yeah, most of these seem to be about 15 degrees, 14 degrees, 15 degrees. It's probably about, well, the other bit of wood was 10 degrees, wasn't it? It doesn't actually feel 10 degrees today. It's probably more like 6. But let's see what, does it feel warm? It doesn't really feel warm. What have we got? This was 28. 25. 22. Okay, so that has made a difference. Test the other side. 20. 20. So that has gone down. Let's try the chopped one. That was 23. 15. 15. So that's working. I was half expecting that to not do a thing. 11% on the side. This was 24 on that side, and it's now 18, 19. So that has made a difference. Let's find one of the big bits in the middle. So our diesel heater wishing us a goodbye. Not that one. This big bit here was, there goes the greenhouse. 21. And now 12. 12, you know what, that did a far better job than I thought. There was a really wet one somewhere. So this one here. Okay, so that big log I showed you at the back that had condensation on it. This one was 24. And that side there is the one with the plastic on it. This side is the one without the plastic, and it's 15 on that side. And then on the top that had the plastic on, 24. So that side hasn't gone down at all, but the other side has gone down substantially. I wouldn't call this done because I would want it to be on for another day or two. So I think we've kind of shown that that works a bit better than I thought, really. If you're going to have good weather, then I think you just put these outside, wouldn't you? Because if you've got 20 to 25 degrees, sun, bit of wind, then you'd achieve the same thing. But we don't right now. So, yeah, there we go. It worked. If you go and see if the other thing worked, go and have a look at those DIY firelighters. Okay, so these guys have clearly had a lot more practice assembling these than we've had. So we've got the one that we bought, the tester, nature wax, paraffin, beeswax. They haven't really mixed all that well. The beeswax looks like it hasn't mixed in. It's just kind of gone beeswax layer, sawdust. Nature wax looks pretty good actually, and the paraffin better, but the nature wax wins out. So let's light them and see what happens here. These are amazing. They just are really good. They have. That's why I'm trying to replicate them, because they're just so good. Oh, it lit. My first concern was that the sawdust wouldn't light. It would just kind of compress. Beeswax I'm actually expecting to be the worst, because I know beeswax candles are a little harder to light. You see, it's kind of blowing away there. Yes, that's. Oh, that one caught though. All right, let's see what happens. Yeah, I think they've just got the technique down, haven't they? The longer strands of timber in that, like they're like strands of hair almost. They're really catching. It looks like there's a dense inner wax. So that one's doing a pretty good job. The other ones are burning. Nature wax, pretty good. I don't know if I just got lucky with that piece or not, but that is still burning. Not with as big a flame as that. But they might have soaked this in paraffin as well, like you don't know. Let's see if these burn up any better if they're all ignited. I think obvious winner is the one we bought. Nature wax is next. Beeswax is just not really staying alight on its own. Could be because that's got too much wax in that bit. And then the paraffin, I thought the paraffin wax would do really well because I thought it's got paraffin in it, but it's a bit better now. There's definitely more to it. I think it works in principle, but perhaps needs a bit more refining. So the paraffin one actually ended up burning a little longer than I thought. It was the last one burning, but the flames weren't as good. So I think I need to work a bit more on the method of that, or maybe get better strands of timber. But not a bad day. Not a bad day. Obviously, the bits of timber that are drying are dry on the outside, but I suppose I could chop into a log, but the centre of the timber won't be as dry as the outside. So I was just measuring the change in the outside temperature. I suppose if you left it for a day or two, the humidity in the timber would probably rise up to equalise throughout the piece of wood. So take the results with a pinch of salt. I just really wanted to see if it would work, so I can try and get the charcoal made a bit quicker than waiting all the way till the summer here, if it arrives. We have our pre-planning meeting tomorrow afternoon, so the next video will probably be us going over our pre-planning application, the advice we've got from the planners. We'll show you the plans that we've submitted, and take you through that planning journey, because we've had a few people ask us if we'd share our experiences of that. So if you'd like to see that, come join us. It's been nice to have you here. We'll see you in the next one.